So one more game and you're the defending champions, and this is the second leg of a three-legged affair as far as you're concerned.
Yeah, it'd be great to win and come back next year and try and make it 3 out of 3 and win this famous bat that people are talking about.
OK, thank you very much, Dermont Reeve. So let's have a quick word with the Australian captain. So the Ashes come to Hong Kong and come a little early.
They come a bit earlier for the summer, so it's a good start.
And now, how do you think you're going? You've had a couple of narrow squeaks along the way.
Yeah, well, that games have been close, so hopefully we've run into a bit of form last game, so we can pull it off this game.
And do you think you're the underdogs or the favourites?
I think it must be the underdogs, this crowd.
OK, very best of luck.
Thank you.
So here we are then in...
Very, very experienced skipper, good cricketer as well, but his experience as captain will be very valuable to England out there. Defending champions, and here comes the first ball of the final.
Matthew Hayden on strike, Reeve to bowl. Fairbrother herring round. Nifty bit of footwork between Gladstone Small and Neil Fairbrother. Keeps the scoring down to 2.
Tapping it on to Neil Fairbrother.
That could be the first 4 of this final. Indeed it is. Stuart Law elegantly through the covers. Gladstone Small just tidying up some of the debris on the outfield. Very small ground, and the fielders certainly don't want anything getting in their way as they try and stop the torrent of boundaries which are so much in evidence in these six-a-side competitions. 9 or 4 balls. That's the Reeve slower ball, but well watched by Law, and he squirted that away for another 4 square of the wicket.
It's a more sensible approach from the Australians. Every other game they've played, they've gone out there and flung the bat from the word go. It just seems to me that Damien Martin might have put a restraining hand on their shoulders and said, just take it easy and play sensible cricket early on, and we'll thrash away towards the end.
Oh, and that's short by Reeve, and another 4. So Australia are having a good opening over. They've got a lot of support in here at the Kowloon Cricket Club, and that is a good over for Australia as they get this final underway. 17 from it. I would think that is easily the most expensive over that Dermont Reeve has bowled in the competition. It's also the last.
Dermont Reeve has had a great competition.
Matthew Maynard scurrying round, slides that ball in. Good piece of fielding from him. Again, it's just 2, although Robin Smith doesn't pick the ball up cleanly. And if it hadn't been for Gladstone Small scurrying round behind him, that could have been overthrows.
There's a wonderful atmosphere here at the Kowloon Cricket Club, and great crowd very much on edge, and I reckon the players are too.
High in the air. Nobody's going to get underneath that, though. It'll just run away into the boundary for 4 at square cover. False shot, though, by Hayden. Could have gone anywhere. 10 off the over. The last ball of Gladstone Small's spell coming up. 27 for no wicket. Hayden trying to pick up the run rate now, but he can't get any more than 2 there. And that is the end of the over, and it means that after 2 overs, Australia are 29 without loss.
12 runs coming from an over.
Law has scored 15 from 5, and the way Maynard is arranging his field, you'd think that he was used to bowling every day of the week. He obviously knows what he wants to do. And, well, Maynard confident enough to start off with a 3-1 field. 3 on the offside to Law, 1 at deep mid-wicket. And that's 4. It was on the off stump, that was all right, but the little bottom edge eluded the keeper. And Law moves on to 19.
Well, Maynard is also moving his fielders around now. That one went very fine, so he wants his third man finer. He wants Reeve squarer. He wants Gladstone Small round finer.
Straight down the ground, 4 runs. What he really wants, Richie, is about another 10 fielders.
Well, it's very interesting that Maynard should opt for the 3 on one side of the ground. He's asked for that from Dermont Reeve, and Reeve has given it to him, as he should have. But now Maynard has to bowl to it.
Bowled him! Law goes! Maynard strikes! And that's the first blood for England.
I think Stuart Law might have done that by numbers. The previous delivery was up and he'd smashed it straight down the ground, and there was a chance that one was going to be short, which it was, or shorter, but Maynard has claimed the first wicket, and that'll be a tremendous relief to Dermont Reeve. Just the way it happened. Not quite short enough for the pull shot, but it was on. There was no man there to save the boundary. Stuart Law is gone. A good innings from him. Great partnership between Law and Matthew Hayden.
Oh, Maynard will be really cross with himself there because that was hit straight through him. He should have stopped it, really. And you can see how much this game is meaning to the players. Maynard really annoyed with himself there at letting that 4 through. 44 for 1 now, Australia, after 3 overs. Many criticisms of Chris Lewis over the years as a cricketer. He's very much a rhythm player, a rhythm bowler. If the force is with him and it's all going well, he's a super cricketer. It's high in the air. Reeve is trying to get under it, but no chance. It's straight over the ropes. And that brings up the 50, 51. And that is the first 6 of this Australian innings and the 112th of the tournament.
And that takes him on to 23.
And a beautiful hit from Matthew Hayden. Words of encouragement from Damien Martin. A lot of tension out there still.
Gladstone Small quickly round there at squarish cover, cuts them off and keeps them down to 1. So apart from that 6, it's been a pretty good over by Chris Lewis, and even with that 6, it's not too bad. He's only conceded 8. If he could get away with a dot ball here, that would be a great effort by the former England man.
Martin will be looking for the cut if he can get it away.
.53 for 1 then at the end of the 4th over, and it's all down to how tightly Neil Fairbrother can bowl the final over. Well, in the game which got them into the final against South Africa, Neil Fairbrother bowled his over for 13 runs, and he has the impressive statistic of always taking a wicket in his 6 balls. He could do it again. Small's trying to get there. He can't quite, though. It doesn't go for 6, and it lands just inside and bounces away for 4, but for just a moment Damien Martin's heart must have been in his mouth as he thought that Gladstone Small was going to get round underneath that one and catch it. Straight down the ground. That is 6.
6 for Damien Martin in Australia.
So this is the nightmare scenario for England and Neil Fairbrother. They've taken the gamble of playing the extra batsman. And at the moment, Australia are cashing in this final over. Four more. So 3 balls gone and 14 runs off the over.
Clever cricket from Damien Martin. He hasn't panicked. He hasn't swung the bat wildly. He's just waited on Fairbrother, hit him away wide of Small on the right-hand side once and twice on his left.
That's better by Fairbrother, right up in the block hole. And the only thing that Damien Martin can do is chop that away for 1. In the air, Reeves under it, and out! And Fairbrother keeps up his impressive record of a wicket every time he bowls.
Well, the batsmen, both the batsmen, in fact, have asked the umpires about the height of that ball. It shouldn't be above waist height. Otherwise, it would have been called a no ball. No, it's below the waistband, so that's all right. Fairbrother has got it just right.
Well, Tony Crafter was the man at the square leg who helped Mervyn Kitchen make that decision. And it means there's just one ball to go. Merv Hughes has come out to face it.
Ball toss from Neil Fairbrother, straight down the England captain's throat.
So it's Fairbrother versus Hughes. But this time the usual roles are somewhat reversed because it's Fairbrother, the bowler. Last ball of the Australian innings. And it's a dot. And Fairbrother has kept the scoring down. And Merv Hughes has rather senselessly given his wicket away. So Australia closing on 68 for 3. Question is that enough to stop England making it 2 in 2 years? Welcome back to the Kowloon Cricket Club, and this, the final of the Cathay Pacific Wharf Holdings International Sixes. And here we go on the last chapter of this International Sixes tournament. Fairbrother, as he has done throughout, not to be panicked, takes an early look at the bowling with a single. And that brings Maynard down onto strike. Now, what is Maynard's tactic going to be? Is he going to try and thrash it from the word go? That's the tactic. Rifle holds a brilliant catch, though. What a superb catch.
First delivery. Australia strike.
Fielding and wickets. That's what's needed in these games, as in every form of cricket. And that fielding was as good as anything you'll see. Paul Rifle, the man, coming around. And a little bit of Australian rules training there served him in good stead. He had to go up for the ball. There it is. Maynard has got it off the meat of the bat. Rifle has to skirt around and go up in the air, and quite a distance. That's a mark if ever I've seen one.
So it's going to be Stuart Law to bowl the second over. And he bowls it safe in the knowledge that if he can keep it nice and tight, the pressure will be mounting all the time on England. We'll have to produce some major heroics. If, though, Lewis and Fairbrother can get after him, well, it's game on again. Straight down the ground. And 4.
And England's first boundary. 4 there from Chris Lewis.
The thing Stuart Law has to do now is not panic. You've got Law bowling this over, and then the third over will be bowled probably by Damien Martin. So it is a crucial time for Australia. Law mustn't panic.
Well, he's placed that one onto the top deck of the clubhouse. That is a great shot by Neil Fairbrother. They say in England, when Neil Fairbrother's eyes go, then you want to get worried if you're a bowler. And he's got that staring look about him.
And a lot of pressure on Stuart Law.
There's a big appeal. Fairbrother isn't interested. Tony Crafter thinks it's all quite amusing, and he's not given any decision. The upshot is that Fairbrother is still there.
They didn't get anywhere near it.
This could be trouble. Maxwell's trying to get underneath it. He can't get there. They're coming back for 2, though. Lewis will have to hurry. Is a direct hit. Now, what will umpire Crafter say? I think he's given him in, but oh my word, it was tight.
Tony Crafter rules that not out.
He has given him in. He said that he wishes, with that little rectangle he drew, he wishes that he had the third umpire in the pavilion with the television.
Damien Martin was saying before the game he thought that Australia were the underdogs. They're on top now. High in the air, Merv Hughes is under it. Now, is there going to be a catch here? He's dropped it! Merv Hughes has dropped it! Lewis is back for 2. It was a swirling catch. But Merv Hughes and Damian Martin are exchanging long, hard glances. All sorts of things are flying onto the outfield now. But this could prove a costly miss.
Please have those objects off the field.
Merv generally will catch these well, in his moustache.
And the target for England, 51 off 16 balls. Hughes is going to have another go. This time it beats him though, and it's away for 4. So poor old Merv is having a bit of a nightmare out there at deep long off.
Shot that time finding the boundary.
Halfway through the innings, 47 needed, 15 balls to go. Well, Merv Hughes is now being moved from that crucial deep long off position. Damian Martin has had enough of him being out there in the firing line, and Stuart Law has now been moved up to deep long off. Merv is trying to see the funny side of it all. And that's out the ground. Big 6 by Fairbrother. He knows that England have to accelerate, and here comes the rush.
Brilliant stuff from Fairbrother. He's a great limited overs player and a very good cricketer at any level.
2,500 runs have now been scored this weekend, and that was the 115th 6. 2 balls still to go in this over. 6 runs, big 6, into the Cox's Road, no trouble.
Brilliant from Fairbrother, absolutely brilliant. Timing, placement and common sense, nothing wild about it. That wasn't a wild swing, it was just perfectly timed, short arm jab.
Fairbrother's on 27, he has to start worrying about the 31. This is the last ball of Martin's over. And he's hit it away for 4. So Neil Fairbrother will now retire, but that's another terrific performance by the Lancashire man. He was given a life by Merv Hughes, but he's hauled England back into this game with a blistering display of attacking batting. And now the spotlight moves on to Robin Smith. And Fairbrother gets a terrific hand from this crowd.
Brings Robin Smith to the crease.
Oh, that's rushed away for 4. Good shot by Chris Lewis. And this tournament is building to a sensational climax.
This is a thrilling performance from England. Now it's all with Lewis.
23 needed now, 10 balls to go. Oh, and Lewis has smashed that away through mid-wicket. Nobody can get there, it's 4 more. So after the onslaught from Fairbrother, we wondered whether England would be able to keep the momentum going. Chris Lewis has given us the answer, an emphatic yes.
17.
Shorter ball. Maxwell holds his side as he hurt himself.
I think that's the injury Maxwell suffered yesterday when he was fielding against South Africa. Looked to me then as though he'd damaged the stomach muscle, perhaps the side muscle, and it looks as though he's done it again.
So Robin Smith on strike for the first time. Maxwell has somehow got to get through the next 2 balls. Oh, that's a terrific shot by Smith. Launches it away through the covers. That's 4 runs. And at the moment, England are rushing to victory.
A lot of high-fiving going on out there, and justifiably so. They look to be in trouble at one stage. Now Smith's eyes are gleaming. In the gloaming, it is too.
17 off the over. Last ball to come, 12 needed, 7 to go. Oh, and has Smith been hit? He went for a big hook shot. It's a no ball. And Robin Smith went for a big hook shot there, and his cap nearly landed on the stumps.
That counts.
Now, that was a no ball because it was over the shoulder.
Completed. 3 runs.
9 needed, 7 balls to go still. Oh, this is in the air. Merv Hughes is trying to get under it. He can't. Smith is quickly back for 2. Poor old Merv's lost his footing, skidding about a bit all over there. It is getting quite late in the evening here in Hong Kong. 22 runs off that over. That makes it 5 needed off 4 balls. Although if England were to get 4 and not lose another wicket, they would win it on the less wickets lost rule. Smith is on strike. Rifle the bowler. In the air, straight down the ground. And 4. So that means the scores are level. England could block it out if they wanted to, but I'm sure they will try and win it in the grand manner. Here comes Rifle. Smith on strike. And England have won it. England, for the 2nd year running, are the Cathay Pacific Wharf Holdings Hong Kong International Cricket Sixes champions. There's the usual crowd invasion. The players scurry for the pavilion. And England have made it 2 out of 2.
Yes, a superb performance by England, and in fact they were the only team in the tournament to be unbeaten over the weekend, so they did richly deserve to win the trophy, which Dermont Reeve was presented with shortly after the close of play by the Governor of Hong Kong, Chris Patton. Now, the player of the final was Neil Fairbrother for his very fine 31. Took a little while to find his reward, but he eventually got it from David Richards, the chief executive of the ICC. And then, much to his surprise, Robin Smith was named the player of the tournament. And he was presented with a fine decanter by John Hong of the Hong Kong Cricket Association, who I must say did a splendid job in organising and running the whole weekend. And before too long, Dermont Reeve was back again in the limelight to receive the bat from Papu Patani, which he will obviously be hoping to claim again next year for keeps.
The old enemy. I just hope the main team can do it over the winter. But yeah, as I say, we've had a good day. After the first over, Merv bowled a great first over. It looked like we were struggling a bit, and then thankfully he dropped a dolly, and I stuck around and got a few, and we got up there.
What about your bowling in the tournament? Happy with that? It was a little bit dodgy in the final, perhaps.
Yeah, I mean, my first 3 balls went for 14, and I was thinking, God, this is going to be a 30 over. But my last 3 only went for 1, so at the end of the day, you know, we've got out of it reasonably well.
And will you be back this time next year to try and make it 3 in a row and take home the bat?
Well, I hope so. I mean, there's a bat that's been bandied around that seems to be worth a few bob. It's got a few rubies and diamonds in it. So if we win it 3 times in a row, we'll be cashing in.
And that's it from the Kowloon Cricket Club. We hope you've enjoyed our coverage of these Cathay Pacific Wharf Holdings International Cricket Sixes. They have been tremendous entertainment. Congratulations, of course, to England, defending champions and winners 2 years running now. And they'll be back next year, as indeed I hope will we, to bring you more thrills and spills from International Sixes. For now, from us all here in Hong Kong, it's goodbye.